Today we have a special guest, Chepkemoi Milcah from Nairobi, Kenya, forester and environmental planning manager, master in environmental planning and management from the University of Nairobi, with experience in various conservation organizations. She has a great passion for nature and the field of conservation, be it wildlife, wetlands, or forestry. Today she will talk to us about her job and her challenge and give us some advice for women in this field. Please, Chepkemoi, tell to us about your job and your experience in the industry.
Okay. Now, after being exposed to that field work and working hand to hand with the farmers, and at the end of the day, you bring the reports to the office, I felt like I can do it better and more better. Okay, that is when my contract became over and I had to leave the company. So that is when I had to look for another opportunity in the other organization, and I kept knocking on the doors and so on and so on. So you understand that women are not being considered to be conservationists, so you find it hard to crack a job, and that is it. Okay, I got out of the KTDA on 2018 and kept looking for other places by doing contracts here and there until they considered me back. They called me and said, now that we have seen your effort, we need you to go and help us in planting exotic trees that are used in production of the tea leaves in the factory, because we are supposed to as we buy or cut a tree, we need to be replacing it, so they have to buy some shambas as for wood fuel project, and that is how I got a job, and I kept on managing it by supervising people and teaching them on how to plant trees and managing the farm. And at the end of the day, I used to give back the report. So I was taken into one of the marginal areas of the land where I worked there, and it has not been easy at all, but I kept on managing it, and I can say everything is going on very well, and that is it.
What are the biggest challenges that you have faced professionally as a woman?
Okay, first of all, okay, in an African setup, they they still consider that gender inequality kind of. So even when you try to lead, especially men, there's a time they become reluctant and they be like, so how is this woman going to rule us? We are supposed to be ruling ourselves, or maybe they would have sent a man, because if we deal with this kind of a lady, it looks like we are being demeaned as men. But I kept on befriending them and talking to them politely, and that's how we kept working together in harmony, and it has not been that difficult for me to tackle conservation or planting trees or taking care of the environment together with men. It depends on how you correlate with them. Yes. Another thing, okay, another challenge is that as a woman, you need to balance your life in the field of conservation and at the same time with your family. So you find it hard as a woman to go to the field or to the wild early in the morning and going back in the evening, just like a bird going back to its nest because it's already dark. It's not that easy at all, but if you manage your time very well, you will overcome. So that is what I've been trying to balance, and it has been easy for me to tackle it that way. Another thing, another challenge is that you tend to travel far away, very far, and you cannot use any type of vehicle. You just have to trek. You trek like a donkey or a wild animal. You trek for very far distances, and I have found it like, as for me, it's part of my exercise. So it looks like I'm doing a workout, and I take it positively, and that is how I manage to be one of the women in the field of conservation.
What skill have you developed in this kind of job?
Okay, while being trained or while being in campus, you're trained on how to tackle whatever the situation comes along in the field of conservation, because you are already told that it's not a easy task. So I developed that both the attitude from the schoolwork and how to deal with the community around or the neighborhood, because those are the people that you really need. You really need the neighborhood more than the organization itself, because those are the people who will help you to succeed in the field of conservation. Yes, and that is how I managed it. Something else is that, okay, the way I used to see my father being bossy and warning my brothers on planting the exotic trees in his farm. Okay, that is how I developed that uh, leadership skill of how to manage your farm without someone's interference, and that is it.
My last question. What advice do you bring to a woman that wants to work in the conservationist field?
My advice to any young woman or someone who is interested in joining the field of conservation should know that, first of all, you need to be a resilient, you need to be a perseverant, and a working smart person. Yes, we do not work hard in the field of conservation. We work smart because we are going to deal with both the literate and the illiterate people. Uh, Being sent into a remote area means that you are not going to find professionals there. You are finding primitive and illiterate people who will give you hard times in the field. And if you behave like you are a boss, you are going to lose it terribly. So you need to work smart according to the environment you have been sent to. Something else is that we do not major in the field of conservation as women because it pays a huge amount of salaries. No, we are doing it with passion, because if you secure something due to a high amount of payment, you are going to get hurt in the long run, because you are not going to work uh, willingly. It's like you are being forced to work. So you are supposed. Another thing is that being in the field of environment, you must know which kind of the category of the conservation do you want to major in. Do you love wild? Do you love forestry? Or do you want to major in the environmental conservation, whichever the case? But as for me, I wanted to major in as a whole of it, as the natural resources side, that I can deal in the field of wildlife. Maybe I can come to the field of forestry or water resource and the watershed protection, things like that. They all go hand in hand, and if you are ready to tackle all of them, then you will be good to go. Nothing There is nothing easy in life, and we must work on it. Yes.
Oh, really, that's true. I have already finished with the question, but I don't know. Do you want to share anything else?
My last part is that being a master student and balancing it with the field work is not an easy task. You are easily drained, and you are in the field, you are in a remote where the network is totally low. You are supposed to catch up with your classes, you're supposed to catch up with your research and exams and catch up with your lecturers, but the network is not on your side, and you are still required to do the official work, your daily work. So it's not an easy task at all, but if you only maintain that resilience, you just overcome it step by step, that way until you make it to the top, and that is it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm so happy to have interviewed you, and I hope everybody enjoys it. And for the people listen to us, don't forget to share it. Thank you, you all. See you in the following interview. Bye.